Hello and welcome to the Forgecast podcast with Blake is here. We have Cleveland. Cleveland, say hello.
Hello, gamers.
Adapt Beats, say hello. And in fact, this is our second time recording the first episode.
Let's go.
Yeah, you see, all Blake has recorded it wrong and lost the file. So here we are recording it again. And what's funny is we recorded about when we talked about the anti-cheat in Warzone, and coincidentally the next day, anti-cheat was announced. So
They were listening to us.
they were listening to us. So what we're going to do this episode is talk about the lottery and how much I want to win the lottery, and hopefully tomorrow I win. And then this episode will never air. So what's up, boys? How now that the anti-cheat's actually been announced, how do we feel?
I feel good, optimistic. I see a lot of things on TikTok and Twitter that hackers are actually getting like perma-banned when they're getting banned right now, even though the anti-cheat's not out. I think that's a big, huge step right there. Like for example, I saw on TikTok a hacker who has 38,000 followers on TikTok of him just purely hacking in the game. And like selling unlock tool and stuff, and he was like, "Well, I got permabanned on my PC, so I guess we're just gonna have to find another game to hack on, guys. Make sure to follow my Twitch." Which, if you see him, please report him.
That's
Not be cheating on Twitch.
He should be already banned if he's got that big of a following somewhere else. You'd think he'd
Right.
already be noticed and banned on Twitch, but I guess not.
Ridiculous though. I agree though, dude. I've been seeing hardware bans all over the place. These cheaters are like, "Oh, I can't sign into any of my accounts. They actually banned my hardware." Fucking finally. Yeah, I think it's like a last-ditch effort type deal because you got people like Nick and Tim, which have been, I would say, arguably the faces of Warzone for a while now, as far as content creation goes. I mean, you got pros like Symphony and whatnot. But all these guys are trying different games, and Warzone has been the go-to for like a year plus now. I think they're scared. Like, because that's free marketing for them, right? Like, all these content creators give Call of Duty free marketing every time a new COD comes out. So they're all worried about losing their fucking, essentially their mules, bro. Like, their game rides off their backs.
And a big part of that is that they're not they're still meeting their bottom line, but without these big creators, they're getting closer and closer to just barely getting over it. I think they can run. I mean, not just barely, but like, because they're making a absolute buttload of money every single day. But the matter of the fact is that, they were making X amount of money when Nick's getting 60K viewers, Tim's getting 40K, like the Doc is getting 20K on YouTube, and all of a sudden, none of these people are playing the game anymore, and Warzone has 50,000 congruent on Twitch. That's less than Nick Merckx averaged when he's streaming Warzone.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you see Nick, even when he's on Apex, dude. I mean, he's not the best Apex player. I know he's in Diamond or something, but he still holds like 57,000 to 60,000 viewers. I haven't seen his, so it seems whatever he's playing, wherever he's looking is where his fan base goes, and that's definitely. But I mean, they said they've been making the anti-cheat for like over a year, but it's like, dude, you guys, that should have been there to start. You should have been working on the anti-cheat the whole time.
It really should have been there from the start. Although, looking back on it, I'm really glad that they didn't say anything about it, because I know a lot of people are like, at least talk about it. At least talk about the anti-cheat. They're giving these cheat companies absolutely no information going in, and then just, boom, we have an anti-cheat. Yeah. What's up, fuckers?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was one of the people I was like, just say something so we at least know, so there's that hope. But it's true, like these cheat companies are brutal, and then if they know, like if they're like, oh, yeah, there's nothing being developed, they can just keep making these cheats, and I don't know how the code works. But, maybe they're super detectable, but there's no anti-cheat to stop them. And then you have, and if they're like, oh yeah, we're working on something, then they're going to make something a little bit more hard to detect, a little bit, more, a stronger cheat.
Really take their time with it. And I guess time will tell how that goes when Vanguard releases and the anti-cheat comes out.
Yeah. No, I think Syke was mentioning it too, because he's in comp sci, computer sci for college, and I think it is kind of rough to have an anti-cheat for probably that big of a server. I couldn't imagine how it functions, but like if you think about the type of shit, like you get lag spikes and everything, and like fucking servers crash and games crash, whatever, and running I have no idea what the back end of that looks like, but I'd imagine an anti-cheat's fairly sophisticated to be tracking movements and rerouting shit back and like looking to see if people are hardware cheating and whatnot. But
Yeah,
I guess I can respect it taking some time, but I think I'm with you, Blake. I would have liked to at least hear something.
at least
You
hear something, at least know something's going on.
Yeah. Like a
Yeah.
game you've loved playing for almost 2 years now is like, it's dying. Nobody wants to play it. Like shit. The past few weeks we haven't been playing Warzone. Literally
Yeah, and
playing anything else.
it was almost kind of like really demoralizing not hearing anything from them. But now that we know why they didn't say anything, it makes so much sense.
I'm still not actually using it though. I still hate it. I still,
I mean, I
it's
still
just
hate it, but it makes a lot of sense why they wouldn't because I mean, look, you don't want the ops knowing what your moves are. You feel me?
yeah, but I mean, speaking of Vanguard, so we don't have a release date yet, but I know there's supposed to be open beta testing or closed beta testing coming up soon, probably within the next month since we're coming up on September. And we also have Halo Infinite and Battlefield 2042, right?
Yep.
We have
Yes.
all those coming out, and then we have Splitgate, which is fucking popping right now. Where do we think these games are gonna go? Personally, I think Halo's gonna explode because
Mhm.
Halo's the start of so much. Halo is the beginning of almost all of this. It's the root of it all. I don't think Battlefield's gonna be anything crazy because Battlefield. I mean, history just repeats itself with Battlefield. They make these dope. Battlefield has the best trailers out of any fucking game, hands down. But their games are always so like, meh. And like, they've got more going on in Battlefield, but Battlefield just isn't. It tries to be COD, but it tries to be different enough to the point where it's like, this isn't that great.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm excited for it just because it'll be another game. It's got different mechanics. It's a different shooter, but I don't see
Uh-huh.
Battlefield being anything crazy.
So for
It'll
those of you, sorry to cut you off there. For those of you looking for more information on Call of Duty Vanguard, actually, Call of Duty Twitter dropped all the information for the actual release of the game, which is the 19th. The day we're recording this is August 16th. So that's 3 days from now. And there's going to be a huge in game event at 10 a.m. Pacific time in Verdansk. So make sure if we haven't already released this,
I'll have it up.
we'll definitely want to be in the game. It's 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. They tweeted saying we need every squad to be ready for a joint operation at 10:30 a.m. PST on 8/19 hashtag Battle of Verdansk. With 4 pictures, a new weapon is rolling into Verdansk. Assets in the field suggest an armored vehicle, but intel is limited. Target arrival on location is 8/19. Squad up and work together to take it down.
Right? I didn't even know that was happening. So
Yeah, I saw that
that's
on
good.
Instagram this morning.
Yeah, that's good enough, and that's what they need to do. They need to have in-game events in Warzone. It doesn't even have to be
Yes.
because they only did last event was the Verdansk 84, Cold War,
Mhm.
like the Cold War announcement, and that's it. Right? What other events have there been?
They haven't. That's the thing is they haven't done a whole lot in a while. And I think it's probably because a lot
Yeah.
of resources are going into Vanguard right now.
Also, the PlayStation beta, it's PlayStation only, or the alpha, I believe.
Yeah.
That first tester is going to be August 27th, from what I'm seeing, is when that's going to be coming out. So if you have a PlayStation, PS4, PS5, I'm going to play it. Definitely take advantage of that, get the feel of the game, see how it feels on the Modern Warfare engine. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
No, that's no. Well, that's I don't. So they're making it. Oh, it's still on old gen.
Yes.
Okay, so the next COD will probably phase it out because that's
So
what they did.
then this
for
is what
the-
they did for Cold War is they did PlayStation first, and then the
Right.
next week they did everything else.
Yeah,
right,
'cause
since
they
there's
got
no
some-
other really exclusives for PlayStation,
Yeah, exactly.
they gotta honor that deal still. So
Yeah.
okay, so what do you think about Battlefield and everything? Like, where are we gonna be on the next couple months? What's gonna happen?
Bro, they're gonna have their own lanes. Like I think
Think so?
Psycho's touched on this too because we were arguing about it one night. I'm like, nah, Battlefield's fucking awesome. Like people are gonna want something different. He goes, it's the same type of game, just different reskin. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But you're right on Halo. I feel like that was a lot of people's first FPS, and it was definitely mine. At least for anyone in their 20s, 30s, like everybody who ever played games, like knows what Halo is. But I do think they're gonna have their own lanes. Like everybody's a fanboy of something in particular. You can't have multiple favorites, you know. Especially with Splitgate blowing up, I get it. Like it's crazy popular and it's something else to play, and I feel like it is gonna have its own name in the scene. But I don't think it's gonna beat any of these bigger companies who've had this following for decades now.
Yeah,
As far as Halo goes, I mean, you meet anybody who's a Halo fan, they're fucking diehard, bro. Like, they don't
that's
play.
true. I don't. Yeah, I want because Splitgate's really good, and they've the devs have spoken on like because people are like, oh, it's like Halo, it's like Quake, it's like with this, the devs said the game is an homage to all the games, all the past FPSs, all the games that have made us all what we are now. But like, I just don't see Splitgate being anything more. I think the only way Splitgate really survives is it gets bought out by a company. I don't see Splitgate lasting, and especially because the competitive scene just has no integrity to it with the power drops on the floor and shit. There's just no,
Well, and it's still in beta too, so you gotta give
true,
it some.
right.
Yeah.
So, but they can't make the same mistake Among Us and Fall Guys made.
Oh,
They gotta
true.
put out new content. They
have
gotta
to.
really make it, and it's a small team, but they got the $10 million investment. They gotta make the stride to make it a bigger game. I mean, that's just the fact of the matter. I mean, it's got a lot of content in it. There's a lot of potential in the game. They just have to make more out of it
Oh
because
yeah.
they're gonna lose. I mean, that's just the reality of it. They're gonna lose the big game studios. They have to make themselves look like a big game studio. But that's we'll see. I mean, that's just hopefully we don't see them make the same mistake all the other games did.
And I think a big part of that is what you said, getting bought out by a bigger company.
Yeah.
Like,
All the
say,
resources.
Epic
Yeah.
Games. Like, if Epic Games were to buy Splitgate and still give them that, like, quality control of what they already have, but then also the resources of, like, the Unreal Engine and all these different things and have it on that platform, I think it could be very big for them.
Yeah. But
100%.
I don't think Battlefield 1 is being anything crazy. I mean, I played Battlefield 5, I played Battlefield 1, I played the third, the Battlefield 3, whatever that wasn't that one called something different? I don't know.
Yeah.
But they were all the same games. I mean, they all felt the same to me. I'm like, this isn't that
I agree.
crazy. I mean, I just didn't. They were fun, but like I can't play this for that long, and I'll probably buy
What do you-
Battlefield.
I gotta
What
be
do
the
you think-
I gotta be the
Oh,
devil's
go ahead.
advocate here. Battlefield, I think it's a similar shooter and it has its own feel, but I feel like it's definitely fit to a different kind of taste. Like they're both
100%.
between
Definitely.
but the amount of destruction, like the big team combat, if you will, I think is what appeals to it because there's so much going on. You feel like you're in a goddamn movie.
Yeah.
I've seen some gameplay for like choppers and stuff, and like it looks like standard Battlefield, and they definitely shit the bed on Battlefield 1. And shit, last one I played was probably Hardline. They kept trying to be too like other games, and I think they just gotta stick to the classic Battlefield, like Bad Company 2 vibes, bro. Like that's what made them successful.
You think we're gonna because you said sticking to your own lanes. You think we're gonna go back into because I mean, shit, even back in MW2, MW3 days, there was the Halo kids, there was the COD kids, there was the Battlefield
yeah.
kids. You think we're going back into a time like that, or you think it's gonna be like they're still the dominant game, and then there's the sub games.
No, I think
Like we've had Warzone, but then there was kind of Apex, but Warzone was the dominator. Like, how do you think that's gonna be?
that's dipping into like battle royales. That's a whole different
Mhm.
genre in and of itself.
No,
right
no,
now,
I know, but like, how do you think, just how do you think, like the content creation scene? Like, do you think
Okay.
this will be one game that dominates all with the
So-
sub games, or?
This is kind of what I think about that. If there wasn't Twitch and these big streaming platforms, I think we would absolutely go back into COD, Halo, Battlefield, and just like stay into your own lanes. But these people on Twitch, like Marks, they have such huge loyal fan bases that no matter what they are playing will be number one.
That's
Yeah, that's
actually a
true.
good
Like
point.
right now, Apex Legends is number one because Nick Merckx and Tim are playing Apex Legends.
Yeah.
They'll go
True.
back to Warzone. Warzone will be number one again.
That's true.
It's how it goes. They gatekeep the community, and it's not a necessarily bad thing, but everyone's gonna play a little bit of everything because of these content creators.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
that's-
whoever pays these guys enough to endorse their game the most,
Hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know how much that. I mean, like the endorsing thing, like is true, but like look at like Hyperscape. Hyperscape was a good game. They paid all the huge streamers to play it. They played it for a week, and then the fucking game died.
Yeah,
I mean,
didn't hear
Hyperscape had
anything
it-
about that game.
Hyperscape has its own fucking Twitch emotes. Like they had their own Twitch Rivals event. It was so big for however long, but then
Like
they
a
stopped.
week.
They stopped paying the content creators, and they stopped playing it, and the game's fucking dead. Like I went back and played it the other day, and it's just like I'm pretty sure they have actual bots, like in the in the
Oh,
world you
no.
can kill, but then you're playing against like just nerds who never stop playing it because it's all they're ever good at. Like I mean, it's just that's just how it is, and the game is so bland. I mean, when I was playing, I mean, it was nothing like this. The game I played originally. It's just I don't know how much paying a content creator will really keep a game alive. And that's the shitty part.
Well, no, and I think
Yeah.
that's where it comes with the actual content of the game. Like people love these games and these franchises because it's, it's almost nostalgic. Like you think about the first time you played Halo, and you think about, oh my God, there's a new Halo coming out 15 years after I played the first one. Like I
Yeah.
remember growing up with my homies and we playing split screen, and like shit was just a good time.
Yeah.
And I think games really have to do a better job of cementing that emotional attachment to it, whether it be playing with people or having a good storyline, like Call of Duty did. Some of the earlier Call of Duties, man, like there's some crazy shit going on. You know, I don't think anybody else is making realistic war games like that. That were as easily accessible and easily as playable.
Yeah. Speaking of content, dude, if they want content, if they want more free content where they can still make money, they need to add back supply drops. I love
Yeah,
supply drops.
we're
I
talking
I
about
loved
that.
them, and it doesn't need to be pay to win. It doesn't need to be like how Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare was, where you fucking get supply drops and there's variants. It doesn't need to be like that. But like they can have like they can still have the battle pass. That's fine. But say like the guns that weren't weren't or that you didn't buy the battle pass, say right, or even guns that are in the current battle pass, you can roll crates and get those items still. Like that's how it should be because there's and I guess it lose the you lose that feeling of I don't know the word like exclusivity maybe when you buy the first battle pass and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like the guns you didn't get that you didn't get in the battle pass because you didn't buy it that you don't have to do challenges for. Like fuck, I don't want to grind for say the nail gun in Warzone. Oh shit, I got it out of a supply drop. Now I don't need to grind for the challenges. And I'm not saying you should be able to get fucking dark matter out of a crate. There should still be the challenges to grind camos, but they should definitely have the extra cosmetics because that's fucking content. You're gonna have Nick Mercs. I mean, dude, how much money did Respawn just make off on
Yeah.
Apex Legends
Oh my
from
god.
fucking
Yeah.
creators buying the 500 packs? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
Symphony and Tfue both just spent $500 before actually even queuing into a game to get shards.
Dude,
Yeah.
exactly. They need to bring back supply drops.
Well, no, and I
And
think
it's
it's
another way to lock people in, to grind the keys, to grind crates for cosmetics, for something that won't even make you better. It just makes you look better.
I think it's different too. You can't have both. I think you gotta have either or you have to have exclusive content between the two. Because Apex has a battle pass. They also have the drops, but they
True.
don't intermingle. You know what I mean? Like you can't get shit from the battle pass from the drops, and vice versa.
Well, I just mean the things that you can like that would be free in the battle pass anyway. So like the guns, like you could just grind for the guns. I didn't need to pay for
Or
the
like
battle
some
pass
of the
to get the guns.
operators.
Or
Yeah.
like I mean it doesn't need to be everything. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
I do miss that though, the novelty of opening shit. Like Apex was fun for that.
Dude,
Okay.
Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare,
No.
Advanced Warfare had drops, but it wasn't that satisfying.
No.
Like opening the drops.
I liked the World War II drops.
Yeah, that shit was
World War
cool.
II had drops too.
Yeah.
I forget. Yeah, World War II had a good system too. Yeah, World War II, Modern Warfare Remastered. Yeah, that's when drops were still in the. I just like drops so much. I don't really. I mean, I know that why they took them out
He's
because
got a
Fortnite had the
gambling
battle
addiction.
pass. But dude, I guess I have a gambling addiction. You see me in people's chats using fucking gamble, even though I have unlimited points.
Yeah.
Dude, I love. I want to go back. I wish I had my old Xbox and I could go back on fucking Black Ops 3 and I'd start rolling crates and shit. I mean,
Oh my god.
Infinite Warfare, I played that game so much. I'd like every single cosmetic. Every single time I'd roll, it would just give me, the same, repeats that I already had. The replicas they were called or something like that. And I would just get scrap. And then when a new cosmetic would be out, I would just spin keys all day trying to get the new shit. I mean, that's how it was. It kept me locked in the game. I mean, other than being on the leaderboard and grinding leaderboard all the time, I wanted the fucking cosmetics. I wanted my character to be shiny. I miss supply drops. That was such a good time. And it's just free content. You won't have people like, oh, you have to pay for guns. No, fuck that. I just rolled a blue XM4 out of my crate. Hell yeah. And I shoot tracers.
No,
There's
but-
gotta be a way.
I think it's just referencing your point about content creators and like them having their own following. I think it is kind of sort of gatekeeping because like all these people, 60,000 people watching Netmerks and Tim, like they're all watching for one specific like person. Like it doesn't matter what game they play. So I just think it's funny like how much that shit can sway how these companies, these game studios that actually perform.
Yeah.
There's a Tim the Tatman clip from a while ago where he's just like making fun of his chat, and they're like, "Tim, why would you leave Overwatch? That made you." And he goes to Fortnite, and they're like, "Tim, why would you leave Fortnite? That made you." And then he leaves, Fortnite, goes to Warzone. He leaves Warzone and goes to Apex, and they're like, Tim, why would you leave Warzone? That made you.
That made you.
He's
Yeah.
sitting in Warzone, 45, 60,000 viewers.
Yeah, right.
That
Playing for
made you,
Dom.
Tim.
No,
That
but
made
you know what makes me get out of bed every morning?
What is that?
That's Noob Energy. Noob Energy is a proud sponsor of the podcast. Every podcast is powered by them. What's Noob EMS? Noob is a next-generation health and wellness brand dedicated to providing nutritional and cognitive solutions for esports athletes and the gaming community. Noob products create health lifestyle choices for professional and casual gamers, fostering an equal competitive gaming environment and cultivating amicable experiences. Noob Energy features a fully transparent label that discloses the dose of each and every ingredient, so you know what you're getting at in each 12-ounce can. Each can is sugar-free, gluten-free, vegan-friendly, packed with tons of brain-boosting nootropics, and made in the USA.
Noob's incredible. I love Noob.
I've had a lot of energy drinks, and I was told not to mention other drinks. But Noob actually comes in cans. They don't have a powder formula yet. I know they said it's in their plan to be in the future.
Tisk.
I can't. But tisk. But you know those other lead-filled powder drinks, not good. Chalky. Don't love it. It feels like everyone has an affiliate code for it. Everyone's sponsored by them. Not that great. You know.
Really not.
It comes
you know,
down to
other-
time and branding, bro. Like it's gonna happen. They have a solid
Oh.
product that is literally
Yeah.
just quality over quantity at this
It's
point.
all about 100%. And you know the other companies that have waifu cups that change color of their bikini when you put a cold drink in it. It's all chemically and not that great. And I'm
He's, like,
I'm
not
happy to work with
mentioning
you.
it, but he's very so mentioning it.
You know, one of the great things about Noob is, I work at Starbucks, right? So we get unlimited free caffeine. And I'll come into work with a Noob, and people will look at me and be like, yo, what the fuck is that, bro? That shit looks smack. I'm like, oh, that's Noob Energy. And they're like, I don't think I've heard of that. I'm like, oh, well, here's the great thing is, they sponsor us.
Quick
So,
little plug.
I'm like, I can get you a little 15%. And, the great thing here listening to the podcast is you can also get 15% by using code FORGED15.
Yes, so that's FORGED 15 Forge15 for 15% off your next Noob Energy purchase. It supports us, supports the podcast, and you can get cracked out of your mind. And like we said last week, before I totally chalked the recording. It also when you drink Noob, you actually become the anti-cheat.
Yeah.
So you just come cracked out of your mind. You can just kill the hackers. You don't even need an anti-cheat. Battlefield's its own game. It's pretty much the same thing. Everything. It makes me wonder what engine it's developed on. Doesn't matter.
Dice,
Halo.
I think.
Probably the D.
I don't think the D's engine's real. Okay, so Halo esports, because Halo esports was huge, right? Like a lot of what's funny is a lot of the best COD pros, especially the AR players, like Optic Formal. I'm pretty sure, like a lot of the best.
All of them
Halo.
played Halo.
They came from
Yeah,
Halo.
all
I can't say the
played
same for SMG players, but the best AR players of in history and now all came from Halo. So now that we have Halo coming back, hoping that it's really fucking solid and not a flop. Do we think Halo esports will come back?
100%.
Absolutely.
Dude, I
What
was
is
seeing.
I have a statement.
Yes,
Okay.
FROMCLE.
If Halo does not drop a BR,
Oh no.
they are fucking stupid.
Okay, but it can't be on the same. It's got to be separate, like how Warzone is separate from multiplayer.
No,
Yes.
absolutely. It has to be separate from multiplayer.
And it has
but
to
if
be
they
free.
don't drop, if they don't drop a battle royale, they are so dumb. They have everything there in front of them for it.
Yep.
I mean, you're not wrong. I think they have to take time to perfect the classic Halo stuff that's going on here. I mean, the multiplayer is the backbone of that game. Like, especially with Forged and custom games, dude, that's where the money is. I mean, you're gonna have your campaign fanboys, but the multiplayer is gonna be what it's a totally different experience than the BR. in that sense.
Absolutely. If they don't have to drop it right away, like
Dude,
Warzone didn't come out with the launch of Modern Warfare.
If they drop
true.
Halo and say we have 2 weeks, right? People are gonna start asking questions about the BR. They're gonna ask questions. It's bound to happen.
Absolutely.
If they do that and they put out even like teaser gameplay, developer footage, something like that, of this is gonna be like, hey, by the way, there is a BR on the way. Oh my god, Activision would shit their pants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like if that's all they did, like
Well-
they definitely, if for the BR, if it's coming, they need to say something. They can't go silent about it. They have to be like, this is coming. We don't have a date. This is on the way. It'll be here, you know, say summer 2023, summer 2022, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Activision would shit their pants. You'd see Warzone start rapidly changing.
Well,
Even
the funny-
even if it came like a year from the release, I'd be so okay with it. Because
Yeah.
at least they're communicating, they're taking their time with it.
I don't know if this is like some fanboy shit, but I want a Halo BR, but you play as a Marine. It's like an ODST type deal. Like
That would be sick.
That would be
That would be
fire.
sick.
I feel like
You know,
that's
it'd
more
be-
feasible than Spartans, bro. You got shields and
Yep.
shit you got to worry about, like recharging shields. Like I don't.
Okay,
I
but what if it was like on each team, say it's like squads, right?
Yeah.
There's one Spartan and then like 3 soldiers or what Marines. Like what if it was some shit like that? And so then like you have the one guy with like the more special abilities, not super OP though. And then like the Marines and shit, they still have their shields and whatever because you got to have the extra health.
yeah.
Like what if there was just different like levels to it?
Oh yeah, no, I think that's tight too because Halo has the flexibility to do that because they've played around with different mechanics and shit like that between game modes and whatnot. I think it's just they have to stick to the roots for now. I think a BR, Leland, I'm with you on that. I think it'd be really tight to see, but the execution I think would have to be perfect. 'Cause it would honestly, it's probably gonna die like fucking Battlefield 1's BR, bro.
There's a BR for Battlefield 1.
Yeah, Firestorm.
Point exactly.
Oh my God, I didn't even know there's a BR for Battlefield.
Yeah. I saw a few
Damn.
TikToks in the wake of fucking everyone quitting Warzone. I totally forgot that game existed. And dude was saying like, yeah, if you can find a lobby in like 12 minutes, you can play with like 20 people maybe.
What?
They had terrible execution. It's a great game,
Wow.
but they did not manage it
It's
well.
Crazy.
Damn, that's tough. Yeah, I mean, Halo has the potential. I mean, they have the storyline, they have everything right there. It's just a matter of putting it into a mode. And yeah, they release it on it. It doesn't have to be like a separate engine, you know, the 343 Studios or the Bungie engine or whatever it's gonna launch on, you know. But like, you know, now gaming's just like when the last Halo came out, everyone was still on console. Gaming's on PC for the majority now. So like, they're gonna have to have a new game engine. They gotta have a new launcher. You know, it's just different than it was before. I don't think they're gonna launch it on Steam. You know, they've
No.
got to launch it on their own launcher. I mean,
Yeah.
as tired as I am of having the fucking Origin launcher and Epic Games and BattleNet and D's and whatever, they've got to have their own launcher. And I don't know. Halo's got the potential. I hope it's executed right. I mean, 343 knows. They know if Halo Infinite's not good, Halo's dead. They know it.
This is the
Well-
last chance. Last chance.
When you got to think, like I've played a little bit of Halo 4. I haven't touched Halo 5. I'm a fucking diehard Halo fan. I haven't even touched Halo 5.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna die. I think it's just they need something to hit because I don't think. Prove me, like his personal opinion, but I don't think shit's hit since Halo Reach, bro.
Yeah.
And that was like 10 years ago.
I mean, shit, even when you download the Halo Master Chief Collection, like on PC,
Yeah.
Oh,
the
it's
game it
annoying.
downloads is Halo Reach as
Yeah.
the default.
Yeah.
And then you download the rest. But Halo Reach is the default. So I mean, they know too. They know Halo Reach is the best one.
Well,
but-
they've had so much time to look back and reflect. They have to.
Yeah, they know.
So
So
they spend a lot
I-
of time between releases too.
I'm excited for Vanguard. You know, it's on the Modern Warfare engine, which is interesting. I don't know if you're a listener of the podcast right here. Modern Warfare 19 was actually developed on its own engine, which is fucking crazy to me. Because I don't
That's
know
crazy.
I don't know how long it's in development, but to create an engine and then a really, really good COD on top of it. Now, given the maps weren't great, but let's be realistic. We can't go back, fucking 6 or 7 years and be like, oh, BO2 was the golden age. No, it's a different age of fucking COD right now. Modern Warfare 19 was easily the best COD of New Age COD. The maps were pretty fucking trash, and the comp scene was pretty chalked because they did 5v5 and the maps were bad. But gunplay, really clean. They're really accurate. The graphics are fucking crazy.
Oh.
I mean, the game even looks insane on console. And so, like, now, and then they have, I don't even know what Cold War engine was developed on, but
Ass.
the game's just
Probably
clunky.
the D's launcher.
Definitely.
I mean, you come from Modern Warfare, which is polished, it's clean, the movement's great, and then you have Cold War, like that clunky game.
It was gross.
And like, I don't hate Cold War, but it's definitely not as clean. And so now we're going to Vanguard, and I think now they've had enough trial and error. They're like, okay, we have a really good engine, which that engine should be the standard. I mean, just like from here on out, it doesn't matter if they're making another Black Ops or whatever. That engine needs to be the standard because there's no way they can go back to something else.
Yeah.
And then
You know, one thing about Vanguard that they've leaked that has kind of irked me a little bit.
what?
Mounting.
See
Really?
yes, they did say mounting is going to be in the game, which is
what it
shitty in the sense of like it takes no skill when you mount, like the recoil and stuff. But in the same sense, because it's on the same engine, I think it's just such an easy feature to use. And they obviously they're not going to take out SBMM. We know that they're not, like they're not going to change up COD too much. We're just going to have a really well developed COD. I think that's what we're looking forward to. Plus anti cheat.
Yeah.
I think they're like, well, we still need to keep this.
Yeah.
We need to make it easier for casual gamers. So they're just like, well, fuck it, throw mounting in there. Like I can't imagine it's that hard to code. And it's just an easier thing. Like, hey, just fucking rest your gun that eliminates recoil.
Fucking Treyarch is solely focusing on zombies for this one too.
Really?
Yeah. Like that is their sole purpose on this game. Yeah.
Why do you say that? I haven't seen anything about like that.
It must have been a TikTok or something, or maybe Facebook of all things. But
Very credible source.
yeah. No, it's speculation, but I saw that and got really excited because fucking World at War, zombies taking all the way back to COD 5. That was my shit.
Dude, Black Ops 3 Zombies was so great. I didn't ever play Black Ops 4. I didn't like Black Ops 4 Zombies, but Black Ops 3 Zombies was so good.
Oh yeah.
I love Black Ops. When I go home and I hang out with my older brother, me and him played all the Easter eggs on Black Ops 3. When I go back, we always play them. Fucking love Black Ops 3 Zombies.
Now, have you heard of the game mode in Vanguard that's going to be replacing Gunfight?
Yes, that sounds sick.
It sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
Have you heard it?
3v3?
Yeah, it's well, there's like 3 teams of.
It's 3 teams.
It's 3 teams of 8.
8 teams of 3.
8 teams of 3.
8 teams of 3. Yeah.
Each
And
team
they
is 8
all
lives.
square off going against you, and then the last squad standing wins. So technically, it's a battle royale in that sense. It's just last team standing.
Yeah.
But it sounds complicated. I honestly can't even replicate
No, it's like
what I've heard.
it's like Fire Team, bro. Minus
Yeah,
the uranium bombs.
but
Cold
it
War.
sounds sick.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I
It
think it'll
sounds
be a lot
like
of fun.
something that there could be a lot of fun little tournaments in.
What I've also heard about Vanguard, which makes me excited as an avid watcher in esports, I watch Valorant and I watch a little bit of CS:GO and I watch a lot of COD, which we have COD champs coming up in a couple days. They're focusing big time on competitive, which makes me excited because I hope right on release, which they really should have, is a ranked mode. And so I think the standard for COD when they release it needs to be they need to have ranked. They need to have. I mean, the multiplayer can only really get better, but then the multiplayer needs to work well. It can't be really buggy, and they have the beta to test that. So there's really no excuse for the multiplayer not to work. But they need to have a ranked multiplayer. Whether they do a campaign or not, it doesn't really matter. But if they have a campaign in there, it's well developed. It's a good storyline. But I don't really care for the campaign. I'll always play it, but it doesn't need to be that great. And whatever the third mode is, so they're gonna have Spec Ops. The Spec Ops needs to be good. Spec Ops on Modern Warfare 19 was trash. I mean, like, I didn't finish any of the fucking missions. They're so fucking long. I mean, I remember me and you, Twig, played it one night. We played like 2 hours on one mission, and we didn't even beat it. Like, Spec Ops is it's not even survival. Now they have survival for, like, us. Like, PC players can go play the survival. I don't even have it downloaded. I don't care. But, like, that shit needs to be the standard. And then if they're going to have a battle pass, the battle pass needs to be there. I just think the game needs to be more polished when it comes out. And they can't do it. Cold War didn't have fucking 8 maps on release. They got to have at least like 12 maps on release.
No, absolutely.
I mean, I feel like Cold War, I was playing Crossroads Strike every goddamn game. I'm like, this map's trash.
Also, they made the maps so big.
So,
on Combined Arms.
Here's the thing too: is apparently developing a game in the middle of COVID is incredibly difficult for game studios because of how many rules they have to adhere to in offices and all that.
True.
So I think that probably is why that thing looked like an unwrapped fucking piece of raw meat.
That's true. Treyarch or whoever finished it, they did. Yeah, Treyarch picked up the game halfway, like through development. Sledgehammer's like, yeah, we're not doing this, and they dropped it. So that's true. I mean, we gotta give Cold War a little slack given its circumstances of development.
It's pretty ass, but
dude, fucking delay the game.
They can't.
I would have been fine with them delaying it.
I know they can't because of Activision.
But they can't.
Like it's not that simple. But dude, delay the game 6 months, delay it a year. The comp scene didn't fucking start till February anyways. Like,
Even look at like Cyberpunk.
Oh shit.
oh
As
man,
an
what a
example,
joke.
they delayed it, and they delayed it. Then they released it, and it was absolute shit. But like, at least they were like, "Hey, not ready yet."
They really only released it. They're like, we can't do anything more. Like, we're
Yeah.
fucked. I mean,
They're like,
They-
"We're
they were
taking it
delaying
off
it
the PlayStation Store. Here's your money back. We're sorry.
yeah, I mean that fuck
Disregard
Cyberpunk.
us."
Cyberpunk is gonna be one of those games on Watch Mojo's top 10 lists.
Oh,
Top
yeah.
10 games that were fucking shit on release. You know, that were overhyped. Number 1, Cyberpunk. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think it's funny because I actually watched. I was perusing Music Homies one night, and this dude ended up going to play Cyberpunk. I'm like, oh, this game looks sick as hell. Why have I heard so much shit about it? He goes, oh, half the mechanics don't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit.
And there was a lot of nudity in it, which was weird for like content creation and streaming. Because like, if you accidentally pop a titty or swing pickle on stream, bro, you're done.
Swing pickle. Yeah.
God.
So, all right, boys. I think we should wrap it up. We're 40 minutes in. This was longer than we anticipated.
Don't worry, I'll need to shop
appreciate-
some.
What's that? Oh yeah, so there will also be some shopping. But we appreciate everyone listening this far. Please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're on obviously the Forged podcast YouTube channel. There will be a video of this in the future. If you didn't know, me and AB, or Tweak as we call him, we live together, and then Cleveland lives in Florida, funny enough. IMFROMCLE. But we will be doing video of this in the future. We just got to figure out how we're going to do this. And then in the future as well, this will be on the Apple and Spotify podcasts and anywhere else you like to listen to your. But right now, we're just on YouTube. We want to get this out. We want to start uploading the podcast because it's been something that we've been wanting to work on for so long. I mean, shit, we've had the art for forever. And so here we are. The podcast is finally released. Thank you for watching, or listening, I should say. Hopefully in the future you'll be watching. And, we'll see everyone next week. Peace out.
Peace.